Hey folks, how are you doing? Oh, with Tripper today. We've got a brand new hot tent to try out. This is a pretty lightweight one. Me and buddy Doug did some trading, and I got this. This is his Tschum, T-S-C-H-U-M, hot tent, and I've got a wood stove with it. Tripper and I got up this morning. We drove a few hours, put our canoe in the water, and paddled over a few lakes to get here. This will be my test run of the tent. Doug has already done one. He's already burned the stove in and everything, but this will be my first time. We're gonna... What? Get your toy and come. Here. Out. We're going to spend the night. We got some good food for tonight and good food for breakfast in the morning. What's up, big guy? Get your toy. Put it in my hand. Out. Good boy. Sit. Oh, that was bunk. Peekaboo! So this is a pretty cool design where you can actually have an open fire right in the middle of the tent. You don't have to use the stove. So we'll try that out too, probably in the winter time. But this is the top for it. But today we got the wood stove. I want to try that out. Want to have a nice camp with Tripper and relax a little bit with him. I brought his toy, as you can tell. So this is green canvas or heavy duty cotton. Folds down or rolls down, relatively small for a hot tent. I think the whole setup is 7 pounds or something like that. And then it's got this tubular tube that I can't figure out how to work properly, but we'll get into it right now. So from what I know, which is really not much in general, these don't have the elastic cord that you would normally see on tent pegs, or sorry, tent poles or things of the like. Oh, that's why that won't go any farther. There's a rubber piece in there. Anyways, so they have this like these crimped ends that kind of just go together like that. So you don't have anything to lose, right? Whereas the elastics on normal things can get lost. At least I think that's the reasoning behind it. So all the crimped ends together, there's a rubber piece here, and this end has a rounded cap almost protecting it. I know, man. Just give me a minute here. Trying to set up our shelter for the night there, bud. There we go. Pretty decent size. And a nice pine needly duff forest floor, which is always very aesthetically pleasing and comfortable. Better than, you know, sleeping on top of a rock and using rocks to peg it out and stuff, which is fine, but this is what I had in mind when I thought about coming up. Okay, let's try and peg this down like this. See, there's a skirt on the bottom too, for snow and or wind, what have you. I guess the stove came with this bag, according to Doug. Like I said, he's already burned in the stove. I'm just trying to get these pegs. These are not necessary to carry, but they are a heavy duty, and they hold it in place really good because it's a pretty heavy tent. But you can definitely cut your own. I would cut like saplings with a little bit of a branch coming that way, just to hook it, but this is very sufficient. Alright, let's put the pole in and see how she looks. It's got heavy duty Velcro, big old zippers on it. Okay, so I think I may have staked it out a bit too tight. Why is this like this? There we go. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'll come show you the setup. So there's definitely a benefit with having this open top like this. That's how you can have the fire inside, right? A lot of ventilation coming through. But the attachment is just this piece of Cordura, whatever it may be, Cordura-like material, and the pole just feeds right into that. They're attached with these webs. There's nothing, there's a little extra piece of paracord here, but then we got big old heavy duty zip. I can put another excuse me, peg in this one if I wanted to. And they have these tensioners, which are pretty handy. Friggin' Tripper ran all over it. I was setting it up. So this top piece has a little pocket. I'm assuming that goes like this. Little cap on top, right? Then, oh, this piece of paracord's in here. We gotta just, I think, oh, clip it to these. That's it. Just clip it right down to these rings. That's a pretty slick setup, actually. Nice and easy. Here's another cool feature, I believe. So it's snapped on all the way around. Every one is done up, and then there's still this flap. So I think this is where the stovepipe comes out, if I'm not mistaken, and or you can have that open for ventilation. Like nothing's getting in there. If it rained like crazy, I guess, but if you be on that side, you're fine. But even so, anyways, if you want to shut it, you just start doubling up on the rings, right? You see that? You can. Look at that. So we'll do it all up for now until we get everything squared away and we'll get the stove in and stuff, but I like it. I like it. Why doesn't this side have a hold open thing? That's silly. Tripper, come on, man. There's another stake there. Alright, so this looks like no other wood stove I have ever seen. And I'm willing to bet most of you is the same thing for... Oh, that was a weird way to say that. I'm willing to bet most of you have not seen it either. That was still weird. Anyways, we'll figure it out. So this part is a double wall. I remember that from Doug's video. And this is the part that goes against the tent because this outer part does not get hot. And apparently, that's the whole reason why it looks so weird too. That these are like outside air baffles that like, so you can't burn yourself type thing. So I figured it was a good stove to use with Mr. Tripper. But, so the downside obviously, it does not fold. It's big. It's not that heavy, you know what I mean? But it's big. Anyway, start with the legs. Nice and easy. Again, I'm just going off Doug's video. So we'll blame Doug if something goes wrong. Alright, look at that. Look, he's stove now. Okay, okay. So, he had 2 elbows coming off somewhere. Coming off the beginning, I believe. So that, and then he went like that to get it straight up, I think. Oh, my trooper. Yeah. Alright, well, let's get this in here and see. This whole thing's coming off. We'll figure it out after, I guess, what I need to do at the top. So I think this piece next. Why do I have 3 extra pieces? Extra pieces aren't that good. I don't know, guys. This seems like a lot of stress. A lot of stress going that way. I'm gonna mess around with this for a minute here. I'll come back to you and let you know what I figure out. All right, so you can see I took out the elbows. I don't even think they're necessary. Like, maybe it'll make more heat travel within the tent if you have them like this, so heat's kind of going back and forth. That's the only thing I can think of. But anyways, I put it straight up. Here's the double walled one. I hope it's tall enough. I have 2 extra pieces plus the elbows. I remember seeing when Doug did it, he had 1 extra piece, so I don't feel too bad about it. But anyways, we'll see how this goes. Like, I mean, I could put another piece on top. Maybe that's the way to do it. On top of the double one. Just to get up a bit higher. Anyways, we'll see. We'll try it out. But nice and flat in here. I got it all set up the way I want. So the stove is completely different on the way you damper it and everything. There's these holes that you line up here or block off, or you can take right out, take that piece right off, and then you feed it through here. If you line them up, there's going to be airflow, right? And then if you close them, or however many you can do, so many different options this way. Just going to move the pine needles that are immediately underneath the stove away from the stove. Alright. Well, let's fire this thing up, see if we can't get it working good. Filming? We are. Alright, we got some birch bark, we got some shavings, some twigs to hold it all kind of together. Please stop, Tripper. Hey, enough. I will play with you in a minute. I'm trying to get my fur going, bud. Trying to get the fur going. Keep feeding these small sticks in. I'm sure it'll keep growing. Either that or it'll go out. One of the two. Alright. This is going to take some finessing, but every wood stove takes a minute to learn. And this is completely different, so. That's kind of cool. An inferno inside. Alright, well, let's put the cap on. and cap it here a bit. Yeah, cool. We'll let it sit. Let's do this thing up and see how warm we can get it in here. First, I'm going to put down my ground sheet for tripper. This is the Bushcraft Spain ground sheet that has wax canvas on one side and wool on the other. So I thought this would be a good ground sheet for him. He doesn't really like his sleeping pad at all, actually. He hates going on it, but this will be good for him. Plus, we'll be warm tonight already because of the stove. And I do have a sleeping, or a top quilt for the top of him if he wants. It's supposed to get down to -2, something like that tonight, Celsius. How cool. So, I just left the part open that I needed to. This is all still strapped down. I just opened that one flap. It's got enough coverage with that double pipe. And it's higher than the peak of the tent. I think it's good. Alright, we've had this closed up for about 10 minutes now. Got my chair, let's go sit in here. See how warm it got. Oh, it's pretty warm. I can feel it already. Oh yeah, wow. I don't even need to do that up. Smells very nice, like roasted cedar in here. One thing I will say, this door gets hard to take on and off when the heat expands the metal. Come on. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to go cut some wood here. I just grabbed all this driftwood and stuff kicking around, but no actual fuel. I'll have to go out with Tripper behind the camp here and we'll go search for some really good pieces. I'm hoping to find like a piece of oak or maple or something like that. I do have a steak, like I said, to cook, and I'll probably cook that over a fire rather than in a frying pan on the wood stove, which I do have a frying pan for tomorrow morning. Yeah. But I think we got the hang of the wood stove here. Pretty slick. It's a good thing these like baffle things are on the outside of it, because I almost have to push out. Oh, that's hot. I almost have to push off of it to put this thing on. Alright. If I put this chair in here a little bit more. There we go. I have headroom. Could read a book in here. I could sit in here if it was raining or something. It's not very big. Like me and the dog. Maybe me and one other person. One person on this side, one person on that side. That could work. But no more than that. It'd be kind of cool to bring Emerald out in this. It's comfortable. I'm very comfortable right here. Got to make sure that that stays off of there. It's kind of like, I wish it was supported a bit better on the stove. Anyway, off to find some firewood, I guess. We're off to find some firewood! Firewood for the wood stove. Alright, I don't think I even need to cut this. It's a nice big dead piece of maple. I think I can push it over. Let's get the Tripper out of the way first. Here, give me a play. Out. Good boy. Perfect. Okay. Nice. That'll be plenty. I actually already got a few smaller pieces too. All hardwood, all maple. Nice. All right. Oh, Tripper. Crazy boy, Tripper. I want to leave my saw here so I can find this piece of wood easier. Okay, round 2. Oh, this is kind of funky at the top a bit. Yeah, get rid of the piece there. Woo! Alright, we are golden. Golden for firewood. I'm just kind of messing around with configurations and stuff. This is kind of nice. I got both doors on this side, both parts of the door on this side open, one part on that side open, completely covered for Tripper and I. We don't need it closed right now. I'm over warm in there, overly warm. Excuse me. And I figured out a better way. Watch out, man. No. I figured out a better way how to open this. You just twist. Oh, you just give it a little twist like that. So, I'm getting hungry. We're gonna cook up that steak soon. I'm gonna make a little fire pit around here, but I gotta grab some rocks to get it up off of the ground. I just don't want to have a fire right on the ground. Yeah, we'll do that. And have a good night, man. It's smoking out a little bit when I do that, but put that on and it stops that. And then I can leave that off until it starts to go again. This metal pole here is integral. Like, I don't want to use a wood one with this. It'll probably start, well, maybe not, but it could start to burn or smoke at least. This pipe is not 100% on this pipe. It has expanded, so it's not as loose in there as it once was, but it's still kind of wobbly. There we go. That's a bit better. That feels a little bit more tight. Okay. What's this? Get your toy, buddy. Get your toy and come. Here, out. I know. Out. Trap, out. Out. Back. Down. Back. 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 Alright, good boy. Go on. Go. Thanks for the photo op, bud. Good boy. Where's your toy? No, where's your ball? Where's your ball? Your other one. Well, I gotta get a fire going because I'm really hungry. I don't want to cook. It's 5 o'clock, 4:55. Alright. Watch out, bud. Thanks for hitting me in the back with that tripper. That felt good. Okay. That's good enough for me. I might get one little extra piece to go in the middle there. I'm just curious to see how good these stakes would work with this tent. Like, it is a heavy duty tent. These stakes are heavy duty for a reason, but I'm sure you can make these. And that's not even out of a sapling, that's out of dead wood, which is even better. So let's see. I always take my axe mask off before I hammer things with the pole, and people always tell me I shouldn't, but I have seen the axe go through the mask that way, actually pound through it. So anyways, I'm just careful. I'd rather take it off. So that's in there good. That's not going anywhere, and that'll definitely support that. I could even pound it in farther so that I'll do it. Here, I'll zoom it in and show you what I mean. See how there's this gap here? So if you're really worried about it for any reason, like strong winds, what have you, you can bring it right down into the ground. So both points, it's not going anywhere. That's on there real tight now. It's a heavy duty stake that you don't have to carry, you know. It's already heavy enough for where I am. But on the other side of that, it's lighter than any hot tent I've ever had before. You know what I mean? So wintertime, this is a breeze to pull on a sled or whatever. We gotta go retrieve the steak and the bacon that I had to put into the water so that they would thaw out. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. For the most part, that's got to stay in there for a little bit longer. Okay, we're gonna get the fire going and come back for that because she's still a little hard. A little bit of a hard steak. So we're just starting this with some spruce twigs and birch bark. We just got the maple twigs right now to throw in while I prepare everything for supper and try to deal with this crazy dog. Yeah, it's just fire, man. You've been around it your whole life. Oh my god. Good boy. Alright, just split up a piece of that maple, that super thick maple. It's real dense. But sorry about that. Quarter it up pretty good, and I've stuck most of it on the big fire. We're going to open the stove and put these harder pieces in the wood stove. There we go. Not too shabby. I'm actually surprised at the capacity of this thing. It's quite big. Okay. Okay. Leave that. We'll see if the steak's ready. What are you doing? Stop biting the fire, Tripper. He's literally biting the flames. This dog is insane. Oh, man. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's almost intolerable. I might have to drop it down a bit, but right now it's a perfect cooking temperature. Yeah, we'll just leave it there for a while, get nice and maple smoked, and cook slowly. Okay, well, surprise, surprise, I had to switch out the wood for some rocks that was too dry and they just caught on fire, but that's okay. Switched it out, and as you can tell, everything is doing just fine. Good bit of coals in there. These are by far going to be the biggest pieces that I've put in, so I assume they will go for quite some time. I'll leave that open for a minute just so it catches. I was so hungry I had to take a bite. I'm sorry. Not really though. All right. It's a little overcooked, but that's fine. I'm fine with it. I'm super happy that the fat is a little crispy, and I am super happy that it's ready because I'm so hungry. If I could have medium rare with crispy fat, that'd be the be all end all. But I'm totally good with this. This is all I have for tonight. Tomorrow I got bacon and eggs. Well, a full thing of bacon. If I really needed, I could cook some tonight, but this is probably enough meat for me. Good boy. Here we are. It's funny how he doesn't care about the fire when food is involved. That's what makes me understand that he doesn't need to be like this. He just chooses. He just chooses to run around and bark at me like a fool. You choose it. Eh? You're gonna be alright, eh? He's almost 3. Can you believe that? It's almost it's almost October 11th, and that would have been Scout's birthday. Maybe October 8th. I can't really remember. One of those two. Would have been Scout's birthday. And Tripper is now almost 3 years old, man. And calming right down, as you can see. Oh my goodness. There's a good handful of meat in there still for Tripper. Give him a couple big handfuls of food in there too. Got some left for the morning. I'm sure he's going to, oh my goodness, pick all the meat out first. There you go, silly. Maybe now I'll have 2 seconds of silence. We in here? So it's honestly like I can keep my hand there, and there I can't even get closer than that. So it's doing its job, but it's also not pumping. Ow! Okay, it's hot there. It's also not pumping heat out, really. Maybe I should turn this. Should have this turned the other way. But I was trying, for filming sakes, with the door open on this side. But I could just turn where I'm sleeping around though. Back up, Chip. Back up. Good boy. Tripper. gonna check out my map and lay here for a bit. Oh. Come on, buddy. No, over here. Tripper, Tripper, come lay down. Good boy. Don't get too close. Yeah, I think actually Doug covered that hole up. I think that that outside can drape across the top of there. If we're any colder, or if it gets any colder, I might do that, because I think that the majority of the heat is escaping up there, because there's no real heat coming off the sides. The top for sure, but then it's just going up and out. So I got to block that off, I believe, but it's not that big a deal right now. I just things I'm thinking about when I'm in here and figuring it out for the first time. He's finally chilling out a bit. Oh, no, he's shaking. Cool. What are you doing, bud? Hey, everything's okay, man. Alright, I'm getting cold. We're going to shut it. Nice. Okay. Well, we'll see how that works. Yeah, it's much more warm in here already. You can see how much that's closed up. All the heat was just going right out. She's warming up. There's a whole lot of warmth in this TPU. My socks are wet from sweat. Got these new Keen winter boots on they sent me. So I'm gonna take them off, take my socks off, and potentially dry my socks. Well, definitely dry my socks off. I'm just gonna tie them up here like that. This guy's over here snoring. Alright, folks. Well, we just been laying here chilling. Tripper just got up and, oh, darn it, it's gonna die. And ran around out there and caused a ruckus, but we're back in bed now. It's after 10:30. It's almost 11. I want to head to bed, and we'll see you guys in the morning. It's nice and warm. Feel very comfortable in here. If I were to be sitting on a chair, I'd be much warmer up higher. But anyways, it's very comfortable as it is. So, see you guys in the morning. Bacon and eggs. Good night. Ooh, sunrise. Morning. Slept real well, slept real warm. I got up at about 4 and stoked up the fire again. And it's still warm in there from now. From that, it's after 7 now. It's 8 o'clock. So, pretty hungry. I didn't eat anything after that steak last night. I'm gonna make up some bacon and eggs this morning. Make up some tea. After I shut that top part of the tent yesterday, it changed everything. It got so warm in there, so very tolerable. I just like kind of slept on top of my sleeping bag for the most part until it chilled down. And then, like I said, when I got up at 4, I stoked it again. It was still had hot coals and everything was good, so pretty efficient. It's a small space, so definitely it makes sense that it would be nice and efficient in there. I like this stove. I don't like the baffles on the outside of it. It makes it very big, but it's no big deal. If that's the only problem I have with it. Okay. Pretty cloudy. Pretty cloudy morning. Thick bacon. There we go. Okay, these pieces is done. Go right in the pot for now. I'll keep it warm, and we'll keep that over to the side here. We gotta get our eggs in. Oh, it didn't freeze overnight. Look at that. I put it in the tent, but it was down near the bottom near the door, so I didn't know. But it must not have got that cold either. I think it said -2 last night. Oh, no shell. No shell. Okay. Ah! Okay, without mishap, we just separated them. That's fine. That's what I wanted to do. I was just trying to separate them, you know. No problems there. No problems there. Hey! Dippy yolks with no toast for the win. We'll dip it with bacon. We'll dip bacon in it. Cool. Just cook those a little bit longer so they're not so dippy. And then I'll put some more bacon on for secondsies and for tripper. Here, buddy. Here. Don't worry, I'll cook one up. I'm cooking some up for you right now too, but thought you might want a little appetizer. Got that. And those. Time to dig in. No tripper, back up. Oh. So, there's this bakery near my house. And it doesn't even say it on it that it's maple smoked or anything like that, or maple glazed, but it has a super strong mapley taste. It was the second time I got it. Me and buddy Tosh were out. I think the first time we camped together, I brought it. It was the second time. We both loved it. You know, this is a really fun stove. It took some tweaking, like it took some bit of learning, and it's on an angle and everything. Like, it's not perfect, but it's a fun stove to play with. Much more hands-on than the normal type, my other type you've seen me use. Well, this yolk is pretty runny, so this is gonna go a little messy. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, that's good. Should have brought a bagel or some sort of bread. Oh. Tripper's there licking his chops. Yeah, I'll give you some egg too, bud. Oh boy, back. Alright, this second batch is done. Okay, good boy. This is what I'm interested in seeing most. Whether or not the top got singed at all. So this was right against this, right here. It's completely clean, no brown, no nothing. This webbing, you see that? This webbing has been taut against this all night long, all yesterday, all today, and it's completely fine. There's no melt, no nothing, no signs of any harm at all. This is the really important part here. This is this part that was touching it all night long, very close to the other part of the pipe that is not supposed to be touched, and it looks all good. Here you can see no burns, no nothing. All good. Sorry, my camera's having a hard time. All good. Anyways, happy about that. Really happy about that. How about that lighting though? Thumbnail material. Alright, there she goes. This is the one I pounded in yesterday. Oh, the hook broke off. So much for that. Yeah. But anyways, it still would have stayed in, no problem. Sometimes if you cut the bottom part too close to the Y or the check, it'll do that. No worries. Tripper, stay off. Stay off, bud. Alright, try as I might, both times I've had this apart, I can't get these poles back into one. I'll have to talk to Doug about that, but no worries. The old pole has evaded Joe. Alright. Alright guys, well that's it. We're going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun. Tripper was a nutsack, but that's par for the course. So, we got all those in there. Maybe I can fit another one in actually. And another. Holy smokes. Okay, well that's cool. Fit them all in but one. That's better than on the way in. So, I like it. Like I said, it's a fun stove, fun setup. I like the tent. All good. I'm excited to use it a little bit later on in the year, and then maybe even in the spring. Who knows? We shall see. Oh, the legs. The legs can just go in here. The legs can just go in here. So, that's it, guys. We're going to canoe and portage out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll be back soon with another one. Goodbye.